All right, we're in here and we're gonna fondle Buffy a little bit this morning, and I thought I'd bring you in for a little machine porn. All right. Oh, that does look a little bright. Let me filter this down a little bit here. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Just because I got the overhead lights here. We have two items that we're going to be playing with and adding to Buffy. The first one here, and it's been a while since we've done anything to Buffy, since we've been running it, and no issues. Everything is super tight on it still, and really doing well. The readout is been fantastic. I'm real happy with it, and so we were rummaging around for some things that we were having to get to play with a few projects that we have going on in the shop, including the Monarch, and I come across these features to add on to here, and I figured it was about time to go ahead and put it on there, because as I'm going through a lot of things, storage and stuff like that, I'm finding things and I'm either getting rid of them, putting them to the side to be giveaway items, and also help out, my fellow friends and stuff like that, including you, the viewers. Joseph Gamble sent me this item here, and he had a note in here, and actually I found some of the other things there because I was looking for the note that used to be in the box here. So, he's in Parker, Colorado, and feel free, Joseph, to add anything in the comments there about your making these nameplates or these faceplates for the dials. But he saw me putting this together, and he figured that Buffy could use a nice faceplate on there with the dual indicator readout separated here instead of the single line here on this dial here. Back when I rebuilt Buffy, I wasn't paying attention, but it said new dial, so I went ahead and purchased the new dial, and it just happens to be the one that Joseph said that I was going to have to get to read on this here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to change this out. Now this tends to rock on here, so I already know that I'm not going to be able to run that acorn nut. So I went ahead and I picked up a nice stainless steel nut, and we'll put on the new face with that, and then we'll get it set up. I've already run the machine, and I know that I'm down where I want to be for the lowest speed, so I'm going to set the new dial accordingly once this is mounted on here. I looked in the literature on the mill, and this plate originally was bolted on with 1032s. I picked up 832s, and I had to lightly drill through there and then reset the countersink just so that these were flush. That's just because I wanted to put these in here. The holes were like 5,000, 6,000 smaller than this, and it could have probably fit a metric screw or whatever, but I decided to go in with this. All right, so I think the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take off this nut here and get this faceplate off of here. Oh, let's zoom you in. This is pretty cool. The new camera is almost instantaneous focus, and I just can't get over how the quality of my new video camera, and I'm finally getting a lot of the things situated on it and getting to feel pretty comfortable with it. All right, here's the new dial. Now we know that that reads across the front. All right, so our low speed 60 is going to be there, and our 500's here, almost exactly square across the face here. And we'll put this up here. I have to get the little step ladder here to get up here and check out Buffy up face to face. It feels funny having a dance partner taller than me now. All right, and we're kind of looking at that, and it looks like it's got to go this way just slightly. That looks pretty good right there. All right, now this has got a little radius right here, and this little radius right here kind of, I think that's going to set the guide right there of how that sets. And then side to side, something like that. All right, I got to get a transfer punch so that I can tap those two locations right there, and then we'll drill and tap those holes. We found the transfer punch we're going to need. Okay, would somebody hit that for me? Yeah, this is going to be good, huh? Okay. See, now that's not going to happen. This Dixon Reach was given to me at the Bardsey Summer Bash the last time or the time before that, and it comes in so handy at times when you don't have your three hands. Looks good to me. All right. Back in the yards, I picked up one of these spring-loaded center punches, and I really like it as well, especially when you're starting out, because it doesn't really put a real deep mark in it, but it puts a definite mark in it. And then if you're slightly off, you can give it a couple more clicks and you can adjust it to where it's in the center of your, and I think that's pretty good. If you want to add a little depth to it, and then I have my old faithful center punches. That's an old Craftsman. That's an antique now. All right, let's grab our drill and tap for 830. Okay, I'm gonna say 3/8 of an inch is deep enough, and consider myself lucky I didn't bust through or whatever on the inside there. Okay, looks about the same. Alright, grab a tap handle. That's just a little aluminum tap. Alright, see if we got a bottoming. Okay, a little air. Now I'm just going to hold this up here and then put a bolt up to the face. All right, and it looks like we're going to be in good shape there as far as depth. Okay, 1/8 inch Allen. Joseph and I were talking on the phone there, and actually was just debating on whether it was Buffy enough. I think it's Buffy enough, huh? All right. Yeah, I like that. just a little faceplate, but it looks like it looks like the strength of the whole machine, huh? All right, good job. All right, one beautiful dress plate to our next item, which is a really cool physical attachment for the Bridgeport. I love this story, so this is I'm going to read this to you here. One day my wife declared that I needed a hobby, so I got hooked on your YouTube videos and decided to get an old lathe. Then I found A-Bomb's channel and Tubicane's channel and Practical Machinist and a Bit Spotter, and went to King Richard's scraping class. And then things got sort of out of hand. Does that sound familiar, guys? Huh? Okay. And then my friend Crazy Dave suggested I get a CNC mill and started making parts. And then the very next day, the bottom fell out of the oil industry and here in Houston. And then one day, I just finally had enough of not being able to see what I was doing on my K&T 2D after coming up with empty searches for a ring light. Decided to design my own, and Crazy Dave said I should modify it to fit Bridgeport's, so I did, and he said it was a good it was good, and that I should make a lot more of them. All right, so, and since I've given one to you, A-Bomb, Mr. Peterson, and much more to blame as much to blame for me getting mixed up in all this machining nonsense in the first place, I figured that I should send out each of you three gentlemen a light too, and thanks for getting me started down the road. I've included two different light designs: my original J-head specified design that has so far fit all the J-heads, and exact clone. I've tried it on. There's also one that I call my universal that can be adjusted to fit the head casings up to 4.999 diameter. You already have given great lighting to make your videos, so maybe this light won't be of any use to you, but it has made a huge difference for me in being able to see what I'm doing. Either one will help you, then great. Otherwise, if you think they'd be helpful for somebody else, I'd be honored to have one or both included in what's in your box giveaway. And thank you, Tim Turner. All right, Tim, and thank you. And actually, this was 2018. Okay. Now sometimes things are sent in to me, and I'll hang on to them, and then if I can find them in my stuff. Okay, I know what that flashing light and the warning means, and that means charge the battery pack. And then I look down, and it should be 100% charged because I have the power supply plugged right into it. And I look down, and the power cord was pulled out of the receptacle there, and that must have just happened when I moved my camera last time. All right. So anyway, we're back here in 2018, and that was back when, you know, that was right at the end. I think it was the last year or the year right after my toolbox giveaway had was ending, or the last one. So anyway, I've taken both of them out of the box, and I've taken a look at it, and I'm going to go with the fully adjustable model here. And I have my good friend John Peters over in the Cushnick, Mass. I'm going to give him my other one there. I called him yesterday. I said, hey, do you have one of these? And I have some pictures of this up in place. And he says, no. I says, well, you do now. All right. He's given me the Rutland lathe. He's given me the Inco saw, and lots of other good friendship and beneficial shares over the years. So, yes, just a few minutes ago, I was showing this, and the glue came loose from the back of the switch. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a piece of high heat, high bond tape, and that's my go-to sticky, and then that'll be perfectly fine. So I think we're gonna take care of that first, and I'm deciding whether I take a knife and scrape off the rest of that glue in there, and then we'll go ahead and we'll mount this up. Now this mounts into the little bore over on this side of the quill, and we'll get a close-up and show you that real quick. But first I'm going to go ahead and put a new piece of sticky there. I added a piece of tape on there. Okay, it's going to stay put now. LED lighting ring in here, and there's little wire connections, and all of that is super glued in here. And then there's the extension wire that comes down into here, and then there's another LED little light at the tip, and that drops down behind. Okay, and you can adjust it in from behind the quill. This is the adjustment here that he's talking about, and all the way in already, that's the adjustment there. So I'm going to tighten those two Allens there. And then your power feed comes in here, and there's a cord with some magnetic zip tie or Velcro strips that hold the power cord going to it. And then your switch here is on and off. Really cute logo here, HDM, Hound Dog machine. There you go. Alright, and then over here he does have patent pending and all that good stuff on there. Alright, so this goes right up on here and then tightens. You know, I suggest, just because I know that there's a little bit of motion with the feed control, the tripping for the feed control. So I would just drop it down so that it's not 100% up against any of that. I'm going to tension it a little bit by my thumb, and then I'm just eyeballing the quill, and I think we're all set there. All right, and it's mounted. Okay, we're going to have to see why that's wiggling there a little bit. Maybe there's something not quite tight on the inside. And I don't want to be fiddle frigging with this thing without you seeing it. Okay, and this looks like a rivet of some kind. Oh, I just think it's not pressed in there tight enough. Is that a press fit? We're going to tap it in there, and if we have to, we'll grind off the back side here. You know what, the other side would give you this has got a taper on it, so I think well, it's not going to go through if you're tapping the bottom, right? Okay. That part will go up into here fine, okay. Okay. If that gives me any issues, I know a guy. That's what Lisa always says. I know a guy. Okay, now it's not rocking on the pin. So I just think it had to have, by design, it needed to have solid material underneath it, and that little tapered edge on that pin was not giving it. All right. So in here we have a power supply and two magnetic Velcro loops. That's pretty cool. Okay, cords are not really spinning material's best friend, so you want to make sure you got this out of the way for sure. All right, so we plug this in here, and the only time that you're probably going to have an issue with this, which is no problem because you can unplug it and take it off and move it wherever you want, and that's probably the best thing about having these Velcro units here is having the lead up out of the way. But if you have to change your angle or whatever on your head there, your position, you're probably going to want some play in here. But for right now, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to stick that up there. We're going to pass behind here, come on over there, and I'll probably feed that up through the other way because we actually have an opening back here on our caddy. I have a wire passage here for the wire coming from the readout. All right, we'll carry that same path. That wire takes, I like that, and then we'll drop it back down through here, and we'll plug this into here. That looks good, and there we go. We got some light. Now, a little light on the end here, added light if you need to. If not, just keep that loop up off the back side there. How many times you got a flashlight and you have a shadow? That's what this is all about, is getting rid of those shadows there. All right, so I want to thank Joseph Campbell and Tim Turner for making today pretty special for me. And you know, it has been a while since you guys sent these items in. If you're still making these products, speak up in the or if any other viewers know that these guys are still making these products, put it in the comments, and I will then take it from the comments and I'll make sure I put it into the introduction there, more filled out than the information I have. Just when you think Buffy can't get any more complete, you know, this pretty awesome, and I appreciate it. All right, next time, get her done.